Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Unbeaten Royston Barney-Smith. Royston, how you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime, mate, anytime. Big latest fight, Friday night. Not put a foot wrong so far. Are you being tested more in the gym at the moment rather than in the ring because you're doing so well?
Yeah, for sure. Like the quality of training I do and the people who I spar is a lot harder than the people I fight, but I take everyone with the same intent. That's why I'm getting the good results and I'm doing the things what I'm supposed to do, is because I don't just leave it in the gym, I also carry it on to the ring.
Working with Ben Davidson, of course, and the team there at the gym in Harlow, and some of the fighters that you work alongside, Leigh, for example, that must be a big boost to your development.
Yeah, sure, because I can see it can be done. Like, you can get your goals if you try hard enough and you produce the goods. And like Leigh has in the past, and he is carrying on and do it in the future. He leaves no stone unturned. That makes me want to do the same. So when I train in the gym with him, I want to stick with him and try and push him on things and try and push myself.
With the recent addition to the gym, Ben has once again come into focus and people not so much questioning him because I think he's earned his stripes now, but talking about his training style. What makes him stand out for you? What makes him a special trainer?
Because not everyone trains the same. So we all sort of have the same mentality, but we all have different styles, and that's the thing he is good at. Like, I'm a lot different to some other people in the gym, and he can maintain the focus and get me doing things what I need to do and get the other people to do what they need to do. And he's very versatile as a coach. That's why I like him so much.
And what about the other members of the team? You've got someone working purely on video analysis. You've got Barry Smith there helping out as well. Does that help take a lot of the things away from you that you don't need to think about then?
Sure, because it's not. I don't have to watch the whole fight. Leigh Wiley, his main purpose is if he picks up on what people do good and what people do bad, and he'll put a video together for us, and he has for me for this fight, and I've been studying that, and it helps so much because where I wouldn't notice things, he does. So that's what helps in the fights, to understand your opponent better.
And you talked about sparring earlier. Who are some of the main people you've sparred that you feel like you've learned from or against?
I've been sparring a lot with Liam Dillon for this fight. He's British champion at my weight category. I've sparred Joe Cordina. I've done a few rounds with, this is in the past, but also Josh Taylor. And it's just all the good sparring that I do. It helps me come a long way, because I know a spar's a spar, but I can sort of hold myself as like a benchmark type of thing. And to know that I'm doing half decent and doing good, it shows that I'm progressing in the right way.
Is there any concern, not from you, but from Liam Dillon or his team, about sparring with the British champion? Because the way you're performing, you might not be that far away from a British title shot.
Yeah, for sure. But we got a good relationship there with their stable and that, and we're all friends at the end of the day. And he's a nice fella, but I don't think I'll be going that route anyway, because where I'm so young, you have to fight for a British title when you turn 21. So I might be going a different way. But no, Liam is a good fighter, and he's been giving me some good work.
And what about Leigh Wood? Do you get in with him, do some sparring?
Not really. Leigh sort of, so if he gets an opponent, he sort of gets sparring in for that style matchup. But I train with Leigh every day, day in, day out. We stay at the same house together. We basically live together.
Nice. And you mentioned earlier about new additions to the gym. Last time I was at the gym, Billy Joe Saunders was there. He seems to be giving you a bit of advice intermittently as well. What's that been like, having someone who's been there, done it, and maybe from a similar background as well?
It's good for sure, because I understand him, he understands me. We box very similar. We're both southpaws. And it's good just getting that little bit of advice and ticking off the boxes where I know I'm doing things good, but I don't know if I'm actually. And he's saying, yeah, you actually are getting better at this and you're doing this right, but you need to get a little bit better at that. And it all helps. Everything helps.
And how's he looking? He looked like he trimmed down a bit when I saw him, but that was a little while ago now.
No, he's lost some more weight again. I think he's looking to fight very soon, in the new year, and I think he is on the path to come back again.
Now, the other significant new addition to the gym is, of course, Anthony Joshua, ahead of his fight on December the 23rd. Is he someone that you'd followed and looked at his career before you met him, before he joined the gym?
Yeah, for sure. Like I can remember like his earliest fights, and I was having a chat with him in the gym about this. He was like, "Well, when you watched that, you was about 7-year-old," and but he's always been like a big thing in boxing. He's made a lot of things like happen, and he's good for the sport, and he's good for the gym, and he's a great fighter, and he's been looking good in the gym, and I think he's definitely going to do the job.
What are your kind of first impressions of him from, spending time with him, talking to him? How are you guys getting on?
Good. When he sort of first come, I was like, wow, this is Anthony Joshua. And then I got to know him. He's not actually a lot like that type of person. He's not stuck up. He'll have a chat. He's a nice fellow. He comes in the gym. He has a chat with the boys. He's good as gold.
And what about him and Ben? Because when he joined Ben, as I said, there were a lot of talk about it. Is it the right move and that kind of thing? Presumably they're getting on well so far, otherwise he wouldn't have picked him. But what do you make of that? And what would you say to people out there who say, oh, maybe he's not the right fit for AJ? What would you say in Ben's defence, if you like, or support?
Psychologically, and I'm keeping this thing real, I don't think that Ben Davidson can deal with Anthony Joshua psychologically. Technically, I believe that he can deal with him, right? But psychologically, I don't believe that he can deal with Anthony Joshua. But it's all down to do with Anthony Joshua's mindset and how he wants to take things. But I'm saying psychologically, I think there's certain things that I think Anthony Joshua would need around him. But we shall see.
Well, in Ben's defence and support, he is a great coach. That's why he has produced a lot of good fighters. He's made people world champion from nothing, like the same as like the likes of Leigh Wood. He made him a world champion. He's worked with the best in the world like Devin Haney. Now he's working with Anthony Joshua. He's worked with Josh Taylor in the past. Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders. He does have the pedigree there, and he has produced the goods, and he's an absolute gentleman of a man, and he's a really, really good coach as well.
And you'll be looking to continue that legacy, presumably. How far away do you feel you are? I know it's such early days, but from that world title level, when would you like to get there by?
As quick as possible, like anyone would, but I'm looking to maybe get there before 22, 21. That's the time I want to get there in the next three to 4 years.
And what can people expect if they're going to be watching you for the first time this Friday night?
A special performance and hopefully another TKO.
Excellent. And just before I let you go, tell people out there how they can find you on the different social media platforms.
You can find me on Instagram as Royston Barney-Smith, and Facebook also, and Twitter, Sugar Boy Roy.
Brilliant. Really appreciate it, mate.